next video. Now this video could be a little controversial. So this video is about my thoughts on Kotlin multi-platform as well as Compose multi-platform. First of all, I want to make it clear, like, these are my thoughts. I have nothing against Kotlin. I have nothing against JetBrains or Google. These are just my initial developer thoughts, and these thoughts might change within an year or two. So, as of 2023, these are my thoughts, and they could very well likely change in the coming year. First of all, I want to talk about Kotlin multi-platform. To be honest, I'm little disappointed with Kotlin multi-platform. Now, I haven't tried much. I have tried to do one or two tutorials, um and the problem with Kotlin multi-platform is that I don't know how many of you remembered. I think Kotlin multi-platform was first launched in 2018, and it is August 2023, and it is still not stable yet. I distinctly remember this because there was a video in DroidCon. I don't know which DroidCon, but there was a comparison between React Native, Flutter, Xamarin, and Kotlin multi-platform. And the guy from TouchLab, I forgot his name. He was explaining Kotlin multi-platform, and uh, Gabriel Peel, who used to work in Airbnb, they were using React Native, but they decided to sunset it. But still, he was trying to tell us the advantages and disadvantages of React Native. Xamarin I was never really interested in, and now it is deprecated and it is replaced by something called .NET Mavi. And Flutter at that time in 2018, I think it was beta or something. I'm not sure. I think it got stable in December of 2018. I could be wrong, but it was still in beta or alpha, something like that. Now, first of all, this is my main problem. Like, even after 5 years, it is not stable yet. I know there are apps which are still live on Play Store and App Store built with Kotlin multi-platform. But these apps are not, really complex apps, or no big companies are using it. Like, these are not mission critical apps. These are very simple apps, or maybe moderately complex, but these are not extremely complex apps. And no one will try use beta software in their mission critical apps. That's my main concern. I know Netflix is also using Kotlin multi-platform, but they are not using in their main Netflix app. They are using it for some other app. I think it is an internal app or something. So uh, so coming to stable release has taken them a lot of time, and I think a lot of developer are already have already given up, mainly because of this reason. Second reason is React Native and Flutter are usually dominating the cross platform technology. I know there is still lot of improvements that needs to be done in Kotlin multi platform, but even native technology is getting better and better. I think Swift UI is an extremely great uh, way of learning for iOS, for Apple platforms. Like, even a beginner can quickly get up and running with Swift UI, and I think Apple has done a good job with that. Even Jetpack Compose, I think, is pretty good. So the other reason is, why would an native iOS developer want to use Kotlin multi-platform, or why would a React Native or Flutter developer want to learn Kotlin multi-platform? React Native and Flutter already have bunch of good external libraries, so most of them don't even worry about native development. I can understand native Android developers might be, excited by Kotlin multi-platform. I have been a native Android developer. Again, the problem is that I would rather learn native iOS development instead of you trying to do Kotlin multi-platform. And I think, at least for now, Kotlin multi-platform does not yet target Swift. I know you can write Objective C code, and from that you can call Swift code. I already have multiple videos for that in my React Native playlist. uh, but the problem, this is one of my frustration with React Native as well. I think Flutter has done a good job with this. Why should I still be using Objective C? I can understand for some mission like performance intensive operations, Objective C is the right way, but like 99% of the time, me as an indie developer or a developer working in a moderate size company, not working in FANG, I don't need to worry about Objective C. So why should I be using Objective C? Uh, it would be almost a decade since Swift has been launched. So that's my another frustrating part with Kotlin multiplier, that it is still targeting Objective C's. I know I have heard that they are trying to target Swift as well, but yeah, that's another reason. Why should I learn Objective C? I don't want to learn Objective C. Apple is highly recommending to use Swift, and I think Objective C is not going anywhere because like many internals of all Apple platforms are written in Objective C, but there are APIs which are not Objective C first, like Swift UI. I cannot use that with Objective C. I of course I can call Swift code from Objective C, but that defeats the point of it, right? Another, I think even Reality Kit is in Swift and not Objective C. So this is one of the frustrating reason of Kotlin multi-platform. Now coming to Compose multi-platform, I think uh, we should like, I don't see any developer using Compose multi-platform for web. Like all web developers are pretty satisfied with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Even Flutter web, I think, has been very disappointing. Like I don't see Flutter developers using it for Flutter web for making good web applications. I know there are decent applications for web on Flutter side, but I think HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, uh, like frameworks like Next.js, React.js, and Vue.js, they have already cracked all the code of complex topics like server side rendering, or not shipping too much of JavaScript, so that you can have whenever user goes to your website, it is quickly up and running. But for Flutter web or even for Compose multi-platform, it would take years to figure out this kind of challenges. So there are pros and cons. Sorry, there are pros and cons to both, but I think there are a lot of web developers and they don't want to learn Flutter web or Compose multi-platform for web just for doing web development. So that's my main issue. Even React Native for web is didn't pick up. Like everyone uses React JS or Next.js. Another thing is Compose multi-platform for desktop. Like even I'm not sure about that. React Native for desktop and Flutter for desktop, yeah, there are few applications here and there, some good applications as well. But yeah, let's see. Like even I'm not excited for that. And finally, Compose multi-platform for iOS. Like why would I want to use Jetpack Compose for iOS? Swift UI does a great job for it, and there will be always some kind of an overhead when you are trying to use Compose for iOS. Like I still don't get it. Like debugging would be very difficult if something goes wrong and it is still in initial stages. Like I really hope that I am proved wrong in next 2 to 3 years, and everyone starts using Compose for everything. I really hope so, because I started my career from native Android development, but given that I have been in this industry for almost 8 years now, I can pretty much know like where things are heading. And I don't see, like the WebAssembly could be better for for giving a good competition to HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But even I think WebAssembly won't overtake HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, because most of the web applications are like they don't require WebAssembly. Like there are many advances already made to JavaScript. Like I know JavaScript is not a good language, but uh, like we didn't have WebAssembly for I don't know what, for past 25 years. So there have been good advancements in JavaScript. So that's my main concern. Like the more technologies we have, the better, but like I doubt how many people will really use it. Yeah, like I really feel that they should have just concentrated on one thing, like at least Compose for iOS, and didn't have to worry about Compose for web or desktop. Just pick one target and be very good at it. That's what I'm trying to say. But let's hope. I hope I'm proved wrong. Yeah, sorry about this big rant. uh, yeah, thanks for watching. Let's see in the next 2 to 3 years how far Compose multi-platform and Kotlin multi-platform goes. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.